Okay, if you can see my screen, let me just share my screen. Just quickly share my screen. Yes, I hope you can see my screen now. Now I'll just start the session. See, you wanted to join for data analytics. So first I'll just take you through the basics of data analytics for the first 5 minutes. And in case you have any doubts or clarity, you can just let me know. So data analytics is basically a 5-step process. A process is an ordered collection of steps. That means you cannot just have any order. It has to be a sequential order. And this is actually help us to convert business data into actionable information. Who requires this data analysis? The senior leadership team, the managers, and the CEO of the organization. And they wanted to understand how the business is performing in order to take actionable information, in order to take actionable information. So that is why these people will require data for analytics. Now, what is this 5-step process? When I'm telling you it's a 5-step process, what do you mean by this 5-step process? So these are the 5 steps. The first step is called as OLTP. The second step is ETL. The next step is OLAP. And then you create the reports and you share the reports to the client. So you might be wondering what might be OLTP. These are all jargons and all. To explain that, let me take you to another screen. So if you can see the screen, this is an architecture of one of the tools that we use in our data analysis. Today we are using Power BI very largely to do the visualization, and Power BI has lot of acceptance in the corporate offices because it is a Microsoft product and it is compatible with lot of tools where you can extract the data. Now in the previous example I told you we have OLTPs. To understand that better, I'm just taking you through this slide. So OLTP is nothing but online transaction processing. So what do you mean by online transaction processing? Let me take a real-time example. Amazon has lot of transactions that happen every day which keeps processing every minute, every hour, every second. Lot of orders keep coming through Amazon. Similarly, lot of other e-commerce platforms. So these people will be storing this transactional data or a business data in different sources. It could be Excel files, it could be a SQL server, it could be an Oracle. So wherever they may be saving this data, that data will not be saved in one source. It will be saved in multiple sources. So we need to get, they might have some data in Excel files, some data in SQL server, or some data in flat files, CSV files, etc. So they will tell you where the data is saved. Based on the information you receive from them, you are going to collect that information and extract the data. So extraction of data is a part of the ETL process. ETL stands for extract, transform, and load. So what do? You actually extract the data from the source and you will transform the data and you will load the data into Power Pivot. Now how does this work? In Power BI, generally when we are talking, there are 3 softwares. One is Power Query, one is Power Pivot, the other one is Power View, and finally you have Power BI Service. So what we have done so far is we have taken raw data and transformed it into Power Query, and after extracting you have done some basic transformations, like you might not need some rows, you might not require some columns, so you'll delete them and make the data a little cleaner, and that cleaned data you are going to load into Power Pivot. I'll give you an example. You get a file from your manager in Excel. You will clean the data and you will save it in a folder. The same thing we have done. We have taken data from cloud platforms, SQL servers, and also Excel files, and we clubbed everything together and we have done required transformations, given relationships, and then we are loading the cleaned data into Power Pivot. This raw data is called as OLTP. The sources are nothing but where did we store this raw data. Now the clean data is called as OLAP. This is an important interview question that people will ask. What do you mean by OLAP? OLAP is a cleaned data set. This is used for online analytical processing. For analyzing business data, you need to have business data in some proper way. And then you upload that reports to Power View and you build visual reports. When you build visual reports, these reports can be shared to the client using either two ways. One is a cloud platform, or second thing is on premise. For example, companies who have their own servers, administration people, they'll be managing this particular server, and whenever there is a new update from Microsoft anything, these people will have to update everything. So to maintain the servers, to maintain an admin guy, and to maintain the regular updates and patch controlling everything that they do, it's a tedious time consuming task. So the cost is very high. However, if the data is very sensitive and you have high premium clients data and the company does not want to give this data to cloud platform, they would maintain this data at their on premises, that is at their location, having separate servers. So this is called as Power BI report server. Similarly, if they're storing this data in cloud, then that can be accessed by the client. Whenever Microsoft will maintain this cloud platform, the servers in the cloud will be managed by Microsoft admin teams. So all updates, patches, everything they will do it here. So the company need not worry. Once you purchase the space, all the updates will be taken care by Microsoft. So Microsoft, you can share the reports in two ways. One is having your own server at your premises and having your data stored in the cloud platform. A very good example for cloud storage that we use day to day is we have our Google Drive. You have a Gmail account, by default you will get 15 GB storage space. It is stored in the cloud platform. So you can save up to 15 GB. More than that, if you want, you have to purchase the space. So similarly, the beauty about Power BI is from here till here, it's free. You can do everything. You can download, you can extract the data, you can do your ETL activity, you can save that data, you can build reports on that. But when you need to share it to the client, which is the main role, here Power BI will charge money. This is chargeable. This is chargeable. If you want to share the reports, uh, with the client and all, then this is a chargeable work. So this is the only place where they will charge. So some companies also, what they do, they use Power BI, do all these things and go to the CHRO, CEO reviews and show the dashboards in their desktop. But what if the clients are stored in remote locations, abroad, US, something like that? You have to share it with them and they will invest and get license. This is like a user ID and password. Using the user ID password, the person who developed the report can give access to the client, whether view access, client will only want to view the reports, or to his team members for collaborating, he will also give them edit access. That means they can also edit the reports and he will retain the master access, that is an admin access. Like you have three types of accesses. One is admin, one is for viewer giving, and last one is admin, edit or view. So this is called as what kind of data do we use for our analysis? It is OLAP, online analytical processing. What kind of data is stored by the various companies, the business data in OLTP? Now if you understand this architecture, now we will go back there, you will understand what is data analytics. So here you can understand this is a 5-step process: OLTP, ETL, OLAP, and then using this OLAP database, we are going to create reports, and after you create the reports, you are going to publish to Power BI service or on-premise report server which can be accessible by the clients and they can see the reports. This is the process. Now, who will use data analytics. All major companies like a banking company, an e-commerce company, etc., who have to deal with large volumes of transactional data will use data analytics. And why do they need data analytics? To understand the business, to understand what their customers are expecting, and to understand what their customer, how the customers are behaving, and to see how their businesses are growing or degrowing. Now you have 1,000 processes. Out of 1,000 products that you are selling, which is a top selling product, which is a bottom selling product, looking at an Excel you might not be able to figure out, but looking at the visual reports you can easily figure out. That is the beauty of data analytics. So better decision making by analyzing data based on reports. And for analyzing the data you need to work on raw data, that is nothing but ETL process. And raw data is available in various places, like it could be a SQL Server, Excel, or whatever. So you need to know Excel, you need to know SQL Server, you need to know Python to understand how to clean the data, and you also need to use Power Query in Power BI. So these are all different ways of cleaning. When you know like 4 to 5 tools, how to extract data, how to clean the data, how to load the data, and use that cleaned data for generating reports and presenting it to the client, you become an expert and you are called as a data analyst. So who is a data analyst? A person who actually does the above 5 steps. Whatever 5 steps I've shown here, highlighted in blue, this particular steps, whoever masters this is considered to be known as a data analyst. So we need to understand these 5 steps. OLTP, I already told you, where we store the business data in raw format. OLTPs, and companies will provide one or more OLTPs, like it could be Excel, SQL Server, Oracle, etc. And you are asked to create report to analyze this data after saving the cleaned data as OLAP in Power Pivot software. So far, if you are clear about this basic understanding, now I'll take you through the other part. 1 minute. I understand that you have any queries. Okay, you can't speak. I can hear you. Yes, OLTP is basically the raw data that is stored, and wherever you are storing those locations like Excel, SQL Server, that is what it is. Online transaction processing. I have written it clearly here. I'll just reshare it. 1 minute. Here it is given. OLTP, online transaction processing. ETL, extract, transform, load. OLAP, online analytical processing. So this is online analytical processing, it is extract, transform, load, and this is OLT. So this is the basic Power BI architecture. So if you need to be an expert in Power BI, you should know how to connect. In our training, we will teach how to connect to Excel and SQL Server and CSV files. If you know how to connect, any source you can connect. Because see, if you are working in an organization, if you are working for Snowflake or something, they will give you user ID and password. Based on that, they will tell you where the data is. Accordingly, you will connect, because total we have around 250 sources that you can connect to. So nobody will be able to teach all 250 sources, but it's only to connect and get the data. Once you get the data, whether you are getting from cloud platform, server, or Excel files or flat files, this process is going to not change. This process is going to remain the same. And this is what is the main Power BI architecture. So when somebody learns Power BI, connecting to some source and getting the data remains the same. Just that you will have the credentials given by the company, and the company will tell you where the data is. Now this you should get it clear, and then you will publish it to the service, either cloud platform or within your company server, and share it with the clients. That's it. This is the architecture. So yeah. So next is, I wanted to talk about one Excel file. Okay, I'll just take some Excel file. Okay. Got it. So far so clear, Nama. Just message if it is clear. I know you are somewhere outside. You can say if you are clear so far. Yes. Yes, I teach Python as well, ma. That also I'll tell you. Don't worry. Because it's a demo session now, so I was just trying to take you through just basics of what it is. Okay? Yeah. After this, I'll do that also. Thanks. 1 minute, huh? So now if you look at it, ma, I have just opened one Excel file. Now in this Excel file, if I'm selecting from here to down, you just go and check here. I'm maximizing my screen. Here you are able to see what is the average, total count 25, sum is this much. You make a note of it, sum, count and average. Correct? Now if I go here and probably insert a null value here. I'll do an insert, one more null value. Now if I go and if I actually do shift control down arrow, it will stop here. It will not go to the bottom. Imagine you have 1 lakh records. If you do shift control down arrow, earlier it took me to the bottom of the record. Earlier it took me till the bottom of the record. But now whenever there is a null value, the data will only come till here, which means this is going to impact my analysis. My data gets affected. How much extent? Huge extent. Whenever there are null values, whenever there is some inappropriate data, then your analysis data that is available will become inappropriate. This is called as OLTP, transaction processing. It is raw data. And if there is an error, I need to correct it. So I'm removing this from here. This is called as cleaning of data, transformation. You are transforming the data. And then when you load this into Power Pivot, you will be able to do an analysis. Okay. So this is what I wanted to tell you. So when you do the calculation, again you will get it normal. This is one example of transformation. Like this you might have multiple examples which I am going to cover in my session. And for cleaning those kind of null values or anything, you will be using Python. And see, one more anomaly or a drawback that you have here is, here it is a employee ID. In employee ID, I can enter name also. It is allowing me. So Excel is a database to store raw data, and it is allowing me to use any kind of thing. It should not happen. Ideally, the cell should not allow me to enter anything other than numeric data. But it is allowing me text data, which is incorrect. So that means it is not a consistent way to maintain the reports. And the amount of data that you can maintain Excel is not huge. It's limited. Since if I want to maintain huge data, and I want to handle the null values and all, and I want to ensure there is relationship between 2-3 tables, I take the help of SQL Server, Oracle Server, NoSQL database. So multiple databases are there, and if the data is still very huge, the company cannot manage, they will take the space in the cloud platform also. Google Cloud Platform, like Azure Cloud, all these things. Azure is again Microsoft product. So this is where the basics of data analytics. So that is how this importance of data analytics have grown over the past few years. Okay. This I wanted to just show you to just understand what kind of anomalies you will have when you are maintaining it in Excel. Okay, any other chats? Okay, nothing, bro. Okay. Yeah, this is one thing. So now I'll show you this. You wanted to know something about Python, right? 1 minute. See, generally, I wanted this to be like a demo session where you understand how I'm going to teach, whether you are understanding what I'm going to teach, and things like that. Okay? 1 minute. So this is about Python. See, you might have used C, C++, Java, everything. So there you write very lengthy codes. Why people are preferring Python is like a short code system. You can maintain multiple codes, short codes, and use those codes in your programming for better readability and better understanding and easier. The codes are very easy and not complex. Say for example, in Excel you use sum. 100 values also you pass in the sum function, it will give it. You need not say 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 100 times, you will not write it. So Python is basically an open source. Python works on Jupyter Notebook. There is Google Colab and different other tools where you can write the Python coding. And once you write the Python coding, Python has multiple libraries. Like they have famous NumPy and Pandas. NumPy is nothing but numerical Python, and Pandas, it will be used to work on rows and columns. When you are working on rows and columns, it will be useful, and you can do a lot of analysis using that. And it will help you to handle missing values. It will help you to clean the data. It will help you to impute the data. Impute means whenever there are missing values, you either think, how should I input the value? Should I go ahead and input the mean or median or mode? So what are those statistical measures? So that you will learn in statistics. So data analytics role will help you to understand where data cleaning is required, how we need to do the data cleaning, for that what kind of coding we can write, simple coding, and this code can be used when you're calling that, automatically the code will call and that will be executed. So Python coding will be like very simple stuff which I'll show you. And then Python actually works on indentation. So what do you mean by indentation? Say for example, you are writing a lengthy code. I mean, for example, if loop, conditional statements and all, you will use the print command. So when you are writing a code and then using a print command, there should be 4 spaces that you need to give. If you don't give the 4 spaces, then Python will throw an error. So this is a small syntax error. So how to write the syntax? So my theory and my practical will clear how you can use the Python code and how you are going to consistently maintain a particular syntax. Okay, I'll probably show you an example also here. Just give me 1 second. See, here you are seeing now, this is a small Python code for your understanding. I have given some condition and said if true, if the condition is true, print indented currently. Now you see this, there is a space. These are called as 4 spaces. I have given 4 times space or 1 time tab and then I printed it. So automatically whenever you are using a if statement, when you click enter, the cursor will take you here. But sometimes you hit a backspace and then you again hit the space. It will not take a tab, it will take a single space and then you get an error. See, if true, the second one, here there is no space. Directly below I, the print command started. So below I, when the print command started, then there are no spaces. So observe this versus observe this. Here there is no space. Indentation means spaces. You need to give spaces before the print command when you are using in a if clause. So like this, when do you use this indentation? That is what is given here. Whenever you are using conditional statement, like here we have used if, right? So if, elif, else block. So what happens, sometimes you check the code, the entire code seems to be right, but there are no spaces properly given, so it will throw an error. So you should know, whenever you are learning a subject, you should learn from the basics. Similarly, for loop statements, you need to verify whether the indentation is there or not. So indentation means spaces. When you are working with functions or classes like Java, C, C++, there also you use functions. And you also have exception handling. Try, except, finally, these are the blocks that you will use. So these are the common thing that you use in Java, C, C++, but there you use lengthy codes and people are switching to Python because it's like an AI. It gives you simpler codes that you can use. And it also helps you with list comprehensions and aggregations. You can generate expressions and all. So these are the scenarios which I'm trying to highlight where you are going to use indentation. And if you don't use these 4 spaces before the print statement, it will automatically lead to a syntax error. So this is just a basic, so I'm just trying to give it. and you will understand about Python variables, the different data types, how do you store the data, what is a variable, how do you use the print command. So all these things you are going to check. See, here you have given print but without any indentation. This will work because you are not using in conditional statements like if and all. So where you need to apply? During when you have loops, conditional statement, functions, etc. It's a simple line printing. And this is called as something like a hash. Hash means it's a comment. For example, I'll use this to actually let my people know that this is a comment. This will not be executed by the code compiler. The code compiler will take age is equal to 25. Unlike C, C++, Java, you are not declaring integer of age is equal to 25. You are simply telling age is equal to 25. You are not telling float price is equal to 19.99. You are simply telling price equal to 19.99. Since Python is built on NumPy and data frames and pandas and all, Python is intelligent enough to understand looking at the data, whether it's a text data type, whether it's a float data type, whether it is an integer data type. However, whenever I'm mentioning in hash, that is for my students' readability. Any comments, if I don't mention this also, the code will get executed. For example, wherever you see a hash, that is for my students' understanding. So all my PPTs will have code files, all my PPTs will have instructions, comments, and all my PPTs will help the students to practice in the code files using the real-time examples like this. Okay, so this is I just wanted to give you a basic, and now I will take you through the practical session also so that you understand. See, for Python, if you are working, you need to go to Jupyter Notebook. Let's go to the Jupyter Notebook. Just wanted to cross-check Qureshi in case you are with me and you are able to understand what I am telling. Just type in a yes or an okay in the chat box. Because I know you cannot talk, at least you can type yes or okay so that I'm going to teach all this from basics to advanced. What are the concepts that are required for data analytics I'm going to teach. Because I'll give you a simple example. The concepts, either C, C++, Java, whatever it is, they keep developing every now and then. And when they keep developing, what is required for you for your analysis purpose, you will learn in data analytics. Now, this is divided into generally two kind of thing. One is data analytics, which I teach. You also have data science. Data science will actually use some other concepts of Python, some other advanced concepts where whatever analysis you are doing, that pattern, like if you are telling the sales are increasing, decreasing, increasing, decreasing, this pattern you are going to input into a machine, and machine you are training that machine to give the desired output, how my future is going to be. So data science is a study and prediction of future, where data analytics is trying to explain people what happened in the past. Imagine you are traveling with your family in a car, you look at the rear mirror, you identify how much far you have traveled. So in case if you have traveled around 50 kilometers in 2 hours, you can make a prediction that it will take me another 1 hour to travel another 25 kilometers. Correct? So that is data science. Looking at the future is data science. Looking at past, what happened in the past, this is important for data scientists to understand and learn different data modelings and build those models from scratch and use that. Say for example, you ask Alexa, play this song. How is Alexa playing that song? Similarly, a refrigerator will give you a beep sound stating that the milk in my refrigerator is getting over, please replace the milk. So this is called as Internet of Things. How these people are operating based on the analytics. It understands that it already took 3 days time, and generally the milk lasts for 3 days. It hasn't seen milk coming into the system through the scanning or whatever. So it is giving a message to the owner, please refill, your milk is out of stock. Similar kind of a thing. So your car will give an alarm beep. You didn't actually keep the seat belt. Or maybe it is giving you a beep that your petrol tank is getting over. Please refill wherever the nearest station is. So when devices are communicating to you, that is Internet of Things. And there could be a lot of things, robotics and all, that how they train the machine is what is data science. What happened in the past is data analytics, and that is my area of specialization. Okay. Yes. So now I'll just take you through Python, this thing. I'll just share my screen, 1 minute. Where is this? Share my screen. What is not opening? Yeah. See, this is a Jupyter notebook, and this will give you an understanding. See, I've just given a print message. Print, welcome to Python programming. Now you can either go and, can you see this? This code is print. Whatever you are writing within these quotations, it will be printed as it is here, as the output. But for printing the code or using the code, you need to either use this run button here, or shift enter is the command. Shift enter. Shift with enter. Now if I run it, welcome to Python programming. As it is, it will take. Within the quotations, next to print, whatever you are doing, it is coming. Now we have given name is equal to Alice, age is equal to 25, print name and age is equal to 25. This complete block, see, this is a variable. Understand this more very clearly. This is a, these two are variables, name and age. Now what is a variable? A variable is a container that will hold this data, and this age will hold this data. Now when I'm telling print, I want name in the quotation, it will come as it is. Age, I want it to come as it is. But here I am not mentioning in quotations. So whatever is the value that is stored will come. Whatever is the value is stored, that will be printed to the screen or the console. So here you got name, age, and here name and age will bring you the values. If you are clear, that is the purpose of using variables in Python. So you use the variables and you just print that to the console. Now if I press shift enter, this output will come. Clear? Now similarly, see, I have used a conditional statement here. Observe very clearly, this is a conditional statement. Now, as I told you, indentation, these are the, these are the 4 spaces. The print did not come immediately after I. It came after 4 spaces. Now if I run the code, this will run. It will execute and give the result. X is equal to 10. X is a variable. X is a variable which, X is a variable which is holding this value. Now I am comparing is, if X is greater than 5. Yes, 10 is definitely greater than 5. So print, whatever you give in the quotation, it will come as it is. X is greater than 5. In case if I give something like X is equal to 4, the print function will not work because the if condition is not satisfied. You will not get any result. See, there is no result. If I say 5 or say 10, the result, you will get a print statement executed. See, X is greater than 5. You saw the output. So this, now I'll remove the indentation. I'll show you one example by removing the indentation. So I just create a black space. Now if I go and enter it. Now what is the error? Please read it clearly. Expected an indented block after if statement on line 2. If there is no indentation, it will throw an error and that will not execute your code. So ideally what I will do is, I will probably cut it, Control X, and here I'll go previous line. If I press enter, automatically see it gave 4 spaces. Now I'll say Control. Either you can hit a tab or go to the previous and hit enter, then it will automatically set the indentation, because Python is intelligent. It knows it's an if condition and it has to follow indentation rule. So obviously indentation rule will apply and it will print the value. So this is some basic that I wanted to take in the demo for letting you understand how my training will be, point number one. And point number two is you will have a PPT also. In the PPT also you will have DA and DS. Okay. I'm sorry, I just saw your message. Let me go through it. See, data analytics is understanding what happened in the past. Data science is predicting the future, how my future is going to be. Now I'll give you an example. April, May, June, July, I gave you a data. My sales of a product is increasing 100 times, 150 times, 200 times. April to May 100% increase. May to June 150% increase. June to July 200% increase. Now July to August, you tell me as a data scientist how much will be my growth percentage. Please type it in the chat box. April to May 100% I got a hike in my product sales. May to June 150%. June to July 200% increment in my sales. Now July to August it's 250%. Now I will tell you that the product that I was selling was ice creams and it was a summer time where I had this much of growth. But generally after June there will be a declining in the trend. So data scientist should know what needs to be inputted to the machine so that the machine will give the accurate output. Without knowing the complete details about what is the product and all, directly jumping to conclusion will lead the business to bleed. So ideally data scientist will have to look at so many things and accordingly he will have to predict. So it's a prediction of future based on various available models. I have only 1 minute time, so it's getting disconnected. I request you please join on the same link. I'll give you one example in Power BI so that you will understand it better. I'll give you a live demo on Power BI for next 10 minutes. So please re-log in on the same link. We are disconnecting right now. Please re-log in. 10 more minutes and we are done with the demo. So this is my Power BI on my desktop, as you can see. This is the Power BI desktop version. I'm going to click here and get on to my Power BI. This is the Power BI interface in which we have logged in. Okay. And once you logged in, see, I told you we are going to work on getting some data from data sources. Now you look at this get data. This get data tab will help you to connect to different data sources, that is called as OLTP sources, and get the raw data. Now I click on this. I have Excel book, Power BI semantic model. I can connect to data flows. I can connect to SQL Server. I can connect to text file, CSV file. And if I want to look at more options, I have an option called as more here. There is an option called as more. Okay. I can connect to multiple sources. Okay. And if I click on this more, just for your understanding, look at it. It will give you the key to the Pandora's box. You can connect to so many places. SQL Server, Azure, Oracle Database, IBM, DB2. You go there, the list goes on. And connecting and extracting data from these sources using Power BI is at zero cost. It is a free of cost opportunity for you. Okay. So right now, for giving you a demo session, I'm going to connect to Excel and show you. 1 minute. I'll go here. I'll connect to the Excel. In our training, we are going to use Excel, CSV files as well as SQL Server. So here we'll go to Sample Superstore, open. The process is going to be same for connecting and extracting data. After that, whatever work you do, that is going to be same for any source. So whether you are getting data into cloud means The data is huge and that's why they're storing in the cloud platform. But the process, everything remains the same. Now see, this is the Excel file which I connected with. Within the Excel file, I have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. This is sheet 1, this is sheet 2, and this is sheet 3. Clear? So I'll be opening 1, 2, 3. Now what did I tell you? It's a ETL process. I am about to extract the data, but I also need to transform the data. I need to check whether the data is in correct order in all three. Now if I go here and hit, you can see a transform button here. You can either load the data only if everything is right. If you feel there are some errors, then you need to transform the data. If you don't want to load and go back to the previous stage, click cancel. So for now I want to do transform because I know there are some errors. So I'll hit on the transform. Now you see it will be taking you to Power Query software. Power Query software. I told you Power Query is a ETL software. Power Query is a ETL software. You entered into Power Query editor. That means a separate window has opened for you, and this is a Power Query editor where you will perform ETL steps, extract transformation steps, and then you load it into Power Pivot. So before you do loading, you have to do transformation. So we'll see what is the error. In orders table, when I click on the orders table, it is giving me what all are available. So for our entire Power BI report, we are going to work on multiple Excel files and SQL server files. And this is one major online e-commerce database which I'll use. And this is not a small one. This is actually having a total 10,000 rows. Okay, I'll explain you. I'll show you where it is. So this is the orders table. You have row ID, order ID, order date, ship date, when was it supposed shipped, what is the ship mode, customer ID, who purchased the products. There are multiple tables like this. Okay, it has so many rows. Okay, now everything has a header, everything doesn't have a null value, everything seems neat and clear for me. Everything is there. There are no null values, everything is crystal clear. I know don't need to do anything on this table. It's all perfect. Now I go to people's table. When I go to the people's table, I see there is an error. Did you identify the error? If you have identified the error, please type the error in the chat box. Observe this table clearly. I'm making it big for you. If you identified the error, please let me know what is the error. Any error that you could make out? Any error? Okay, I was trying to tell you, observe this table. This is an Excel file. According to Excel, what is the error in this? Okay, just try to let me know. Imagine this as an Excel file. What is the error here? What is the error that you see in this table? Can you identify some error? The error is at the anywhere? Tell me. Did you? Person name? Yes. So what happened is, you are right. The error is, this has to be the first column heading. This has to be the first column head, second column heading. This has to be the third column heading. But it has taken column 1, column 2, column 3 because this is a OLTP data. You cannot do any kind of transaction analytics on this because generally no company will want its original data to be tampered by any data analyst. You will not have access rights on it. You can only download it and do the modifications. So I need to do a transformation in this table. Very good. Excellent. And here also you find the same error. Column 1, column 2. It should be return and order ID. So these two have an error. I'll now correct this error. Just watch. Okay, just watch. So I'll actually have to go to orders table. Everything is fine. Nothing to be done. It's perfect. But when I go to people, Do you find this tab? Just check this tab. What does this say? Make my first row in my table as the header and remove the previous headers because the previous header is wrong. So I'll just go and click it. Now observe, it's column 1, column 2, column 3. The moment I hit this, person, region and image, they have been replaced. This is a transformation. Now advantage is I have reduced one row record here and I have used the row as a header. So my data size will reduce. Like this you will have multiple errors, null values, etc. and etc. Go to returns. Here also I'll just go here, use first row as header. So I'm going to hit on first row, use first row as header. So here I will just click on this and do the transformation. Now observe this, whatever is there, this will change. The return and order ID will take the first place. Just observe. So now we are perfect. Our transformations are done. So once you have done the transformations and you made the modifications, you can hit close and apply. When you say close and apply, this will not only close this box and take you to the Power BI desktop. This is one tool, Power Query Editor. This is like a one window that got opened. When you open Excel, you can open one more sheet, right? So one more window that got opened. Now when I say close and apply, this will close Power Query Editor window and take you to Power BI desktop. After making these changes, see, we came back to our Power BI desktop and check the data. In the data, here you have data. The data is getting loaded. See, we have done extract, we have done transformation, and you are doing the loading. Another 5 minutes and we are done now with the demo. Okay, now you see here, I click on the orders. Observe very clearly here. Here you have the data. Whatever data you have loaded, that data will come into this data pane. Here you have a data pane. In this data pane, the tables are loaded. Now I select the first table. I want to see what is the information available. I'll go to the table view. You can see here table view. This is a table view. In this table view, you can see the data that is related to the orders. If you click on peoples, then the data related to the people you can see. If you click on returns, the data related to the returns also you can see here. So for now, I'm just checking the orders and I'm going to the table view. Isn't it giving me all the records? And now, as I told you, look at the number of records on which we are working right now. It is a 10,000 database. 10,000 rows are there. It's not a small sample, it's a real-time data. Only thing, we have masked the customer details and all, and we are using it for our analysis. So that you get a real-time hands-on experience on Power BI. Okay, so now you have orders table. Next you have people table. Just give me 1 minute. Now you have the people table. In the people table, you see the first is people, person and region and image. So the transformation that you have done is already applied. And you go to the returns table, return and order ID. So the transformations, have they been applied? Yes, they have been applied. So you have cross-checked that the transformations are applied. Clear? Now you go to this page. See, this is a table view. You have actually done export. You transform the data. You loaded the data into the data pane and you have checked, cross-checked whether the transformations are applied. Now it is time to build the visual. Okay, I will just build one visual by pulling a card. This is a card visual. It is also called as a KPI visual. For example, you want to identify some metrics from your data. So from my data, imagine you are a business owner of this orders of a e-commerce. What is the first thing that you will be interested in? First element out of all these items, What is it that will interest you the most in all of them? You want to know how much sales you are doing, right? You want to know how much sales your business is doing. So what you're going to do, you're going to take the sales and drop it here. How much of sales are you doing? 2.3 million sales. If you look at this table, you can't make out anything. To make this table into a simpler way, you need to do visualization. That is data analytics. So here you are trying to visualize what is available. Now, I wanted to see where is this sale coming from? Where is my, now here you have page. This is a page 1. If you click on the plus button, it will take you to page 2. You see here page 1, you hit on the plus button, it will take you to page 2. It's like Excel file. Okay. So here you got total sales. Now I'm going to build a report, just watch. I'll take one pie chart. Sorry, Control Z. I have to click somewhere on the screen and then take a pie chart. Okay. This pie chart will tell me where are these sales coming from. Now I have category, right? You can see category here, right? This category. Okay, I wanted to do an analysis on my category. I'll drag category here and also I will drag sales here. Now I'll make it a little bigger for you to visualize it. Values, and values you will make it as 15 or something. Now can you see this? Now I want an answer from you in the chat box. I have a question for you. Okay. Looking at this data, which is my top performing category, which is my last bottom performing category? Which is my top performing category and which is my bottom performing category? Tech is top. Wonderful. The bottom performing is office supplies. Now client is telling, see, I think we need to focus and become number one in one specialized area or two specialized area. Let's take a call and actually go ahead with the whatever are the top two or something alike. Top two performing categories. So what would be the advice that you can give it to the client as a data analyst? Instead of focusing on multiple things, let's focus on top two and be number one there. What are the top two categories that are performing if they ask? So how would you actually justify? What would be your decision? Okay, office supplies is low. So you wanted to close office supplies or something, and let's focus our top two is technology and furniture. We need to focus on technology and furniture. Is this correct according to you? In the chat box, yes or no? Do you think you'll be focusing on technology and furniture compared to office supplies? Is this what you want to discuss with your client, or you have any alternative? You can just type in the chat box now. We're almost done. We should try to improve office supply sales. Okay. Very good. Very good. I really liked it. So now I'll show you one more thing. Okay. A data analyst should never take a decision based on one or two this thing. He should do a complete analysis. Now I'll take one more chart here. Donut chart. While we are checking the sales from business standpoint, it is important to check profits also. So I'll go and do the same category wise distribution for my profits. I'll take profits. Now if you look at the profits, office supply is actually doing good. The one that is not doing good is furniture. I'm investing more money in furniture, I'm getting more sales. But the margins are less. The margins in office supplies are far more than margins in furniture. It's only 6% profit. Whereas I'm getting 42% profit from office supplies. So don't you think that is a different analysis altogether? That is where we use this drill down and try to drill down into the reports and present this visualization report. This kind of analysis you will not be able to do by looking at a table which is very huge with 10,000 records. Using Power BI, and next important thing is Power BI has a concept of visual interaction. See here the total sales is 2.3 million. Check this out. Now if I click on technology, it will only give me technology sales. This will change. See, if I click on technology, I'll just click it. It became 836.15k. If I click on furniture, only it's showing furniture. All two visuals and the card visual, everything is changing. This is a concept in Power BI called as visual interaction. There is a term called as visual interaction. So whatever data point in the total data that you are going to select, the remaining visuals all will filter the data to that particular data point where your mouse has been pointed and you have triggered the mouse. Now again, if I click it, I'll get the complete picture. So this is the beauty of Power BI reporting, which client will appreciate. That means in this simple report, he's looking at total sales. Similarly, I can take one more card and here I can send profit, total profit, and I can compare the two here. How much is my technology profit, technology sales? Similarly, what is my office supply profit and sales? Whatever it is. So I'm checking both these cards are getting filtered. Don't you think this is simply beautiful? That's why people are switching to Power BI compared to Excel. So with this, I am done with my data analytics demo covering why data analytics is important, who is a data analyst, why data analytics is required for large companies like MNCs and all, where huge volumes of transactions happen on a daily basis, and how you can actually do a basic analysis, basic to basic. See, I am looking forward to teach Power BI, SQL, then you have Python and Excel and statistics. See, Tableau and Power BI are two visualizations tools which are largely used. Uh, but Power BI, I am an expert. I can give you end to end. I can give you a full stack training on Power BI. So one visualization tool is very important for someone to learn. He will also require SQL knowledge. SQL also I'm very good with data analytics because I've used SQL and Power BI in my day-to-day working environment. And Python also you will get to learn completely. Python, SQL, Power BI, rest be assured you will be on top of it along with statistics and Excel. Tableau, if you want, I can share some material for you to practice. But compared to Tableau, Power BI is much powerful, and you can check out on Naukri after our demo session where you can understand that most of the job opportunities are coming with a combination of SQL and Power BI. Any other questions you have? See, AI tools is a different subject. When we are doing this, we might, no, Gen AI will come under this machine learning, Gen AI and all, that will come into data science. That comes a part of data science. Generative AI. Using the data analysts reports, how are you going to generate artificial intelligence based reports predicting the future? That is data science concept. See, if you understand data analytics, then probably in the future you can go and learn data science, because this course will take around 4 months, 3 months, like 3.5 to 4 months. Data science also will take similarly 3.5, 4 months, 5 months, because there they will teach you on multiple models, multiple predictions and all. So whatever you are learning about the past, using these trends, giving input to machine, training the machine, how the machine will do it in the future is what is the future. So this is the base on which the future is built. So there you will use AI, artificial intelligence, to know how the patterns are trending. Accordingly, they will give you precisions and they will give you accurate results which can be expected in the future. Again, as I told you, I gave you the example of this ice cream shop. If you don't give, you give only 3 months to a machine, it will give you next 6 months as 200, 250, 300, 400, 500% growth in business based on the pattern and trend. But if it is not telling you that it's a seasonal business and give a last year data and this year data, then it will apply multiple other things like previous year sales versus current year sales comparison, not just current year sales comparison, and the results will be more accurate. So the input that a person has to give is a human being to an AI, and the human being should have this practical knowledge in order to be a professional data scientist. If the person fails, the machine fails. I am done with my demo. If you have any questions, you are most welcome. See the recorded sessions, we will share it with you. You can download it and save it in your desktop. They might get deleted. We'd never know from the server. So if you download it and keep it, it can be there with you. Yeah, you can download it. Anything else? See, if you're looking at YouTube or you're looking at multiple institutes and all, there are many institutes. I don't deny the fact. There are many real-time people who are working. There are some people who are just working and they are teaching. It is a human being's perspective. It's individual perspective. Whatever you feel is the good, it's your choice. We are only trying to give a free demo, and this is a free demo where we are trying to tell you how we are going to teach. This is how we are going to teach the concepts, and we are going to cover the concepts related to this. So in case if you want to know probably what is it that you are going to cover or something, I can probably tell that. But whether it is the best to good or something, that is your call. I'll just show you what I'm going to cover. One, save it. You can see my screen, right? So basically, if you're talking about Power BI or SQL, 1 minute. Python, I'm going to cover all these concepts. We'll be covering Python basics, operators in Python, Python data structures, control structures, Python functions, list comprehensions, and modules, packages, object-oriented programming, exception handling in Python, NumPy, Pandas, and you have Matplotlib, Seaborn, and we'll give you some assignments. And probably you need to just install a Jupyter notebook. There is a guideline. You can just, you'll be given this file. In this file, there is a link. Where is this? Yeah, 1 minute. Why it is not coming? Okay, in this, okay, I'll be sharing that link. That link you can take the help, or you can take the help of the institute. The institute people also can help you how to download that Jupyter notebook. Okay, and you have to just probably download Power BI desktop version, Jupyter notebook. We could probably share the videos being virtual using that help, or you can take the help of your friend or somebody, download it. Teaching, I'm good at all these things because we get these installed from our admin people and all. So ideally we'll get it done. So installations, if you're able to take it, the training and all will be apt. And the next important thing when I'm talking about Power BI, Power BI, it is, you see in a lot of places, right? It's a 10-hour module, 4-hour module, 5-hour module. In our corporate, we were trained on 70-hour module. We were covered 70 hours. So I will not be teaching all 70 hours because it will take me 3 months only to cover Python, Power BI. So Power BI, I'm going to cover at least next 35 days to 40 days what is required for data analytics. So here I'll be covering Power View, Power Query, Power BI Service, and Power Pivot. All four modules. All four modules, the important concepts that are required for you to have a knowledge that is equivalent to somebody who is 3 to 5 years experienced, you will get it. So here if you look at Power BI, I have a lot of material on Power BI which I train. So these are all Power Query classes. This is all Power Query, and this is Power Pivot. We have almost 20 classes on that, which I have gone through in my corporate. There are almost something which I have gone through, which I'll be training. These are all the same way I have trained you. The same way you will have the screen recording option where I'll be writing it on the screen and showing it to you so that it's crystal clear. And then you have Power BI service also. Clear? And there are resume and project related documents. You will have like basically resumes. Using those resumes, you can prepare your resume and mention those and modify it according to your requirement so that your resume can be shortlisted. And you also have Power BI interview questions. So what are the interview questions that are asked commonly in interviews for people with 3 to 5 years experience? This is for Power Query module with the screenshots and all. I don't actually cover all these things. You can read it, you will understand, because now you have seen my video, right? I will cover practical parts. The practical parts itself will take me around 35 to 40 days for Power BI alone, because it's a full stack that I have learned, and I'll be trying to cover it in the simplest possible way that people can understand and absorb. So here you have Power Pivot. So here you will be going through all these questions. You will understand. If you have any doubts, you can refer them and reach out to me anytime. And then you have Power View. Like this, you have Power BI service also. These are all most commonly asked interview questions, and whatever I'm going to cover in the videos, that will cover all these questions and answers. If you go through the videos religiously, you will be able to understand everything. You will be able to understand all these concepts will be covered. There will be nothing that will be left. So again, going through this is like a duplication of work. So if you are getting videos, you can see the videos and understand. So this is how it is. Clear? Similarly, you have concepts in SQL also. Python, SQL, Power BI, these are the most important tools. Excel, we'll be covering this VLOOKUPs, index, match functions and all. Since you are experienced, you'll have the basics. In addition to that, we will be touching some advanced concepts which are required for our analytics. And after Excel, we will be teaching statistics also. Basically in statistics, we will cover about probability. We will be covering about hypothesis testing. We will be covering about mean, median, mode, standard deviation. And we will also be trying to cover about this JET test, t-test, chi-square test and ANOVA test. Yeah. So all put together, it will be around 3.5 to 4 months course. Any other questions, Ma? Any questions you have? 1 minute. See that course that was included, Nama, that was a previous trainer who was training. AI might have been included. See, here we will be using some basic AI visuals here and there, but I don't know what AI visuals they will be covering in detail. But AI is generally used in data science. It is I'm only going to cover data analytics, and whatever I have told you, you can check data analytics everywhere. In depth you will not get it Power BI anywhere. Even Power BI, most of them are covering only Power View, Power Query and what do you call Power Pivot. They are not covering Power BI service. So Power BI service, since I have recorded videos from a company where I have user ID password, I can take those videos and show you real time with the writings annotations on the screen and show you how the data is shared with the client, how the client can access, how all those things also you will get complete knowledge, which you can clearly answer to an interview. Yes. Power BI service is paid to use. It is generally procured by the company where you join, and they'll give you credentials and access. Using that credentials and access, using our videos, you can easily understand and you can do it. The work is going to be the same, just that you need to use a user ID and log in and a password to log in and do the work. For that, how to do the work will be trained. That user ID password, you know how to log in, that's what the company will provide. and that licenses also company will procure if you're joining any company. You can easily go ahead and tell them, I know how to work in Power BI and I have also used Power BI service, because you already have videos, you know how to share the work, now collaborate with your team members. Yeah. See, downloading tools and all, I will not be able to do that. I got it from my admin team. You can probably take the help of our admin team and or in the institute, check with them and then get, or you can take the help of your friends. Install your tools because the session itself is 4 months, and downloading and all, taking remote and all, it will be really tedious. So I don't want to commit something that I cannot do. But everything will be like this from first class to last class. You will get the same experience where you will understand everything from scratch. Let it be Python, let it be SQL, Power BI, Excel, or Tableau. Not Tableau, what do you call statistics? Except Tableau, rest all these 5 courses will be covered. See, whatever you're learning, if you learn in depth, then you can actually specialize in one particular course. Tableau, if you want, I can share the material from my sources where I got it, where you have all the charts and scripts will be written how to use those charts, create a dashboard, how to do it. Probably I can share something so that you can go through it and practice for yourself. Because if you know Power BI and all, you can do it. But see, one visualization tool which is largely used and data cleaning tools, multiple ways, SQL, Excel, Python, is very good for a strong start. All these 3 tools, Excel and statistics, I can give you knowledge equal to somebody with 3 to 5 years experience. That's it. Any other questions you have, Ma? See, Python I'll be showing only on Jupyter Notebook. Whatever works on Jupyter Notebook can work on Google Colab or Spider, because we have used Jupyter Notebook largely. And Jupyter Notebook, if you are using it now, it is a free open source, point number one. Automatically you will have NumPy, Pandas, everything inbuilt. And there is only a 5-minute video that I'll share it with you. Looking at the video, following step by step, you can install a Jupyter Notebook. And you can also take the help of Institute and update your Jupyter Notebook. If you are able to update that, you can practice it daily. You have the code files even in the PPTs that I have attached. So I will teach on Google Colab. Sorry, not Google Colab. What is it? Jupyter Notebook. The same code will work on Google Colab also. So it's like entering the same code in a particular box. These are all codes now. They're called as kernels. It's the space in which you write the code. You either use that or this, it is the same. You use MS Excel or you use CSV file, .csv file. Both of them look like Excel files only. But Jupyter is widely used because it is collaborated with NumPy, Pandas, everything. You just write an import function. You can import NumPy, you can import Pandas, everything. No need to separately download all these libraries in Python. That is the beauty of using Jupyter Notebook. You will get the code files also, because I'll be sharing the code files. Whatever, see, for example, I wanted to just show you here. You can see my screen, right? I'm clarifying the last doubt. 1 second. See, when you go for this Python, where is it? See, you have all these code files. We have these, I'll give you assignments on all the concepts covered. I'll be giving you these case studies as well. And in addition to that, you will be going through this. These many code files are there. These all code files, you can use it and practice it in Jupyter Notebook. I think this covering this itself will take around 45 days Python. So if you are doing 2, 3, you can, depending on whichever company you join, whatever they give, the tool training will hardly take few hours. Correct now? Yeah. Any other doubts, Ma? In case you have no doubts, then I think I'm done from my side. It would take around 4 months for you to master with vigorous training. You need to regularly practice. This is largely taken by non-technical students. Technical students can easily master because the codes are very simpler. It's not very lengthy codes. Even SQL queries are not that very high. We will be covering in SQL also, like all the concepts, clauses, DDL, DML, TCL, and we will be covering this, what do you call this? CTEs, joins, window functions, everything will be covering in SQL also, which are largely used. Yeah. So it would take around 4 months time. Easily be prepared to spend 4 months of solid time to complete the course. Probably you need to practice it. If you are practicing it daily, then by end of 4 months, you should be able to do it. If I'm giving you assignments, if you are able to do it yourself, it's amazing. And if you need my assistance, I will also take you through the assignments wherever you have doubts. I'll give you along with the answers, solved answers for the assignments. First, I'll give assignments. I'll give it you 1 week's time. If you're able to perform well and good, if you need it with the answers, I will release the answers. That's it. You can execute it, it'll execute. Yeah. See, I can give you the complete knowledge. I can tell you how to practice and prepare. And see, if somebody, you will be capable enough to crack any kind of interviews who a 5 years experienced person can apply. That kind of knowledge I can give you in all three courses, solid. SQL, Power BI, Python, you will be super strong. But if you have the skills, then I think it's all about